Welcome to Top Sports Talk, presented to you by Top Sports News. I am your host, Caleb Jennerat. Next to me is my co-host, as always, Isaac Deer. Isaac, how you doing today?
I'm ready to get into it, man. We got a lot to talk about. As NFL fans, we've had a pretty fun week. I can't complain, man. Just another day in this beautiful world. And what another thing that's beautiful is the performances that we saw last week. My goodness gracious, man. It's all over the place. All sports kicking butt, to make, to summarize the answer to your question, I'm good. I'm good.
Great. That's what we love to hear. Before we get started, I want to thank our gold sponsors, Invista Credit Union and Family Guidance Center, for continuing to sponsor Top Sports News. And also wanted to shout out the ticker. I know you guys have been using it quite a bit. I see a lot of people on there all the time with scores and stuff, and really appreciate you guys doing that. If you aren't on the ticker, it's really easy to get it on your phone or on your computer. On your phone, just go to the website. You'll see the ticker, get signed up, start putting in scores and everything, so everybody can see what game you're at and all the scores you're doing. So really appreciate everybody doing that. But yeah, to get it started, we talked a little bit last week about Brooklyn DeLay winning Gatorade Player of the Year, and this week her and Emerson Cope, both out of Washburn Rural, signed their NLIs, their National Letter of Intent, to play at the next level. Brooklyn DeLay, obviously, as we talked about, signed her letter of intent to Kentucky to play in the SEC for Kentucky volleyball, and Emerson Cope signed to my favorite team, Nebraska softball in the Big Ten. So congratulations to them, and congratulations to Washburn Rural for producing two D1 athletes, at least two D1 athletes in this class. So they're building something real nice over there.
Yeah, and you think about some of the D1 athletes that are coming up as well. You have Jada Ingram, volleyball, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And then you have Zoe Canfield, who's going to KU for basketball. So yeah, I mean, they're all just coming in bunches. And you think about Ty Weber signing committing to Washburn the other day, which is huge for the Bods. Go Bods, baby. Yeah, that's an impact player right away. And I think the same thing with both of these significant athletes in their sport. I think they're two of the best athletes in the state in their sport. No bias at all. I really don't. I think they're really good. With DeLay, I think she can be an impact player immediately at Kentucky. I think right when she steps on campus, they're going to realize this generational talent that they have in front of them. A great person, terrifying on the court, and terrifying in the best way possible. It's not a bad terrifying. It's actually a pretty awesome terrifying,
right?
Unless you're facing her, of course. But and then Emerson Cope to Nebraska. Go Big Red for you, Caleb. That's awesome. Unfinished business for her this spring. State championship, lost to Topeka High. Obviously, tough pill to swallow. Cope had just a sensational breakout year last year, and she couldn't be hit when she was in the circle. Obviously, she's a pitcher, so I mean, no one had an answer for her. It was insane, the dominance she showed, especially in the state tournament against some really good teams. She looked like the best player on the field. Cope and Nyjah Kennedy, who pitched for Topeka High last year, at Stanford now, doing great things over there. When Cope was batting as well, you had to be careful because, I mean, she had an easy way to knock it out of the ballpark. I mean, she had the bat in her hand and could have gone out pretty quickly. So I think that Washburn Rural softball team will definitely be itching for more this spring. I think Emerson Cope absolutely lights out. One of my favorite players to watch in any sport. And I know Cope and Coach Elizabeth Stover are ready to get back out there and try to go seal the deal and win that state championship this year. So I'm excited for Cope, and I'm excited for the futures of Cope and DeLay. I think two of the best in their sport. Well deserved. Congratulations to both of them.
Yeah, doing great things over there. moving on to some wrestling. So we had some big wrestling this week. Shawnee Heights and Seaman had a duel, boys and girls, and then they both split. So the Shawnee Heights girls pulled away convincingly over Seaman. Big time win 60-24, while the Seaman boys had a very close match, or a very, very close duel that ended with the last match 40-39 in Seaman's favor. But I think, if I'm not wrong, Isaac was in attendance, correct? So Isaac
Yes,
probably
sir.
has more on this, because I wish I was there for that boys duel, because that would have been, my heart would have been bumping like crazy. I love wrestling, and I've been in a couple of those duels where it comes down to that last match, and it's just so fun to be a part of it and so fun to watch. So jealous of you that you got to be there.
Yeah, I was thrilled to be there. I think everybody else was as well. It was Seaman senior night. A lot of Shawnee Heights fans as well, because it's just right down the road. It's perfect. It was. I mean, it was a sensational duel. I had the fortunate opportunity to chat with a lot of coaches, well, all the coaches basically on both sides, but the head coaches for Seaman and Shawnee Heights. A lot of different perspectives on this one. Seaman girls had quite a few forfeits, which definitely was a benefit for Shawnee Heights. But I think regardless, Shawnee Heights would have done just fine. They had some huge wins. One of my favorite wins I had in the story was from Izzy Reyes, unranked Izzy Reyes, knocking off, I think, Cody Best, who was ranked number 2 in her weight class. It was a battle for sure, and that was the matchup I definitely had my eye on. And Izzy Reyes coming out with a huge win, big statement win for Shawnee Heights, momentum booster. It was awesome to see. And then for the boys, as you mentioned, right down to the wire, the very last match. Seaman got that buzzer beater of a win. Shawnee Heights was up by 5 until the very last matchup. The big boys, came to see the big boys. You get your popcorn ready. Makes big guys like me just itch. We're ready to go. I mean, I'm fired up for this one. 285-pound matchup between two of the best in the state. Two notable football stars as well. Seaman's Jackson Thomas and Shawnee Heights' Riking Carver. Jackson Thomas won it in 30 seconds on a pretty remarkable pin. And Seaman won it. They needed 5 to tie and 6 to win, and they got the 6 to win. It was pretty awesome. Those two will definitely meet again, but it's a huge morale boost for the Vikings. But yeah, that was a fun night for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Can't wait to see what happens in the UKC tournament with them too. So moving on to some bowling, some Seaman bowling, which, if you didn't know, is pretty good. I'm just wondering, when do we need to start talking about Seaman bowling being noticed as the best athletic program in Shawnee County? Because from what I've heard, from what I've read this year, Katie Price and the Vikings boys and girls just can't seem to lose. So they won the home quadrangle at Westridge Lane, swept it. So pretty exciting stuff out of the Vikings.
Yeah, incredible performances from Seaman bowlers once again. I think they're without a doubt the 5A state championship favorites this year. They did not disappoint at all in this sweep at Westridge Lanes. You mentioned the name Katie Price, unbelievable. The number 1 bowler in the state, rolled a 607 series. And when Price talked to our own Rick Peterson, she thought that she didn't do very well. She thought she didn't do very well in the beginning of that second series. Came back at the end, got her rhythm going, and then she finished out strong and ended up winning. Her teammate Cheyenne Turkin, second place. Their teammate Kayla Mize, third place with a 531. Jalen Thetford, their teammate, rolled a 528. Claire LeDuc, their teammate, finished with a 503. So all, 5 of the 6 Seaman bowlers finished top 5 in this pretty large quad. So yeah, insanity. I agree with you. I think this is top program, I think, and maybe even the state. Definitely, I think definitely Shawnee County, but definitely the state. They are unbelievable. This girls team is on fire, and also the boys team is on fire. The boys team bowled incredibly in their first place performance as well. Dominic Figueroa took a first place finish. I think he bowled a 670 series. Oh, 670. That's pretty impressive for sure. That's pretty incredible. His teammate Braxton Moore finished with the 635 score that landed him in the top 5. But yeah, Seaman, boys and girls, top notch, unbelievable in the lanes, have had an insanely great start to the year. They're just only going to get better as the year goes on too, which is definitely a scary sight for everybody else. But Seaman they are good. They are really, really good. Yeah. But yeah, Katie Price, I mean, she number 1 bowler in the state, and this wasn't her best performance, but still good enough to win the whole dang thing. But
Right.
4 other teammates in top 5, yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah. It's pretty all right, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we mentioned, Seaman's legit, but we also had some other really good bowling teams. Washburn Rural boys and the Topeka West girls won the Topeka High Bowling Quadrangular as well. So watch out for these 2 teams down the stretch of the season.
Yep. 6A Washburn Rural doing great again. Logan Glinka took a first place finish with a 656 series. Pretty awesome there. Beat teammate Geo Peoples by 11 pins with his 645 score. Washburn Rural ended up winning 2,517 to 2,318 over 5A City School Topeka West. And Topeka West girls were able to win its title. Megan Wood took a first place finish with the 613 series score. Brenna Rutschman rolled a 548, and Hannah Allen rolled a 506. And I saw this Topeka West team a day later in their home quad. This is a very good team. This is, Megan Wood. I talked to Coach Alex Nash after that. They finished second on their quad the day after to Emporia. They said that Megan Wood was dealing with some kind of injury. They pulled her, so that didn't help the scores by any means. But I think Topeka West could have possibly won that one too. So Topeka West girls are also really good. 5A bowling is it's doing pretty well. But big congrats to Washburn Rural boys, Topeka West girls winning those titles at the Topeka High quad. Man, this is a good time to be a bowling fan around here.
Yeah, for sure.
I enjoyed my time at West Ridge Lanes for the Topeka West quad. I really did. There's not very many places where you can go watch a sporting event and get just the fattest Dr. Pepper you could possibly find. And that, I mean, it is available in bunches. Can't drink, adult beverages, but you can douse yourself with Dr. Pepper, and they got plenty of it there. And it is crispy too. So happy to report West Ridge Lanes has some delicious Dr. Pepper.
Well, I love Dr. Pepper. I actually have a Dr. Pepper here. No free shout outs, so I'll cover up the brand. But
yeah, I'm covering up the brand here. Not a Dr. Pepper, but this is also pretty good.
All right. So yeah, as Isaac mentioned, it's a pretty good time to be a fan of bowling, but it's also a pretty good time to be a fan of Highland Park basketball, who we're going to talk about next. They dominated the Topeka High Invitational for the first time in 10 years. Bo Aldridge continues to dominate. The Scots are 9-0, number 1 in the state. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, every single game you look up, they're up by 50. Oh, Bo Aldridge just dunked for the 10th time this game. It's like, what are you supposed to do? Trey Richardson's running around everywhere. You can't stop him. All of a sudden he throws it up, and out of nowhere, Bo Aldridge comes out and just dunks it on your head. And then when you try to pack the paint and stop Bo Aldridge from doing that, he just takes a 3 and splashes it on your face. Like, it's just not even fair. Like, these guys are on another level right now, and they really seem like they can't be beat. So really looking forward to see what they can do in the tournament coming up, but also finishing out the year. I mean, I don't know. There's no words. They're just legit. They're really, really, really good.
And what if I told you that Highland Park's 58-47 win over Lawrence High to win the tournament was its lowest scoring performance of the year? Their worst performance of the year was a 58-47 win to win the Topeka Invitational Tournament. Would you believe me, Caleb?
Seeing what they've done this year, I would believe you. But even then, like, Lawrence High is no slouch either. Like they're a good team and they're a 6A team. So like
Top 10 6A team
yeah,
too. But man, they're running through everybody this year. The running Scots are running through everybody this year. For all the non-Scots believers, trust me, I have the app called Twitter. I know there's a lot of non-Scots believers because of football and they're trying to take away their glory from football. You know, they had a great year, short in the playoffs, whatever. This is basketball now. This is real. This is real life. Like Highland Park played insanely good competition at this Topeka Invitational, like insanely good. It made them look like slouches. I mean, they won the tournament against high quality teams that no one wants to see. Like I said, I have Twitter. I see it. No one wants Highland Park besides Highland Park and its believers and people that like basketball to see them succeed. But yeah, people from around the state don't believe in this team. Some people, and I see it, and they see it, trust me. And they need to know that 5A will run through Highland Park this year. This team's athleticism, chemistry, basketball IQ, I mean, arguably the best in all classes. And my good friend Brendan, who works at 580 Radio, I was listening to his call on Highland Park when they were playing Wichita Southeast the other night. When Bo Aldridge got his 8th dunk of the night, Brendan absolutely lost his mind. And it was like just pure. It was awesome on the radio when Bo Aldridge got that 8th dunk. And they were just rolling. I mean, Highland Park was just this whole tournament just looked like Highland Park, and it sounded like that they were the king of the tournament. They might obviously they're the king of the state right now, but those close matchups, I know when you can when Rick Peterson talked to Mike Williams after that, head coach Mike Williams after that, he said, you know, you can't really tell much about your team when you're winning consistently by 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 points. But now we had a closer game, and to grind out a performance like that was better to see than a typical blowout. Like I said, Lawrence is ranked number 10 in 6A, so they're a really good team. And man, you mentioned it, man. Highland Park, awesome. Bo Aldridge, his legacy just keeps on growing, and the Scots keep on rolling.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Another team that's been rolling since their loss earlier in the year was the Silver Lake girls, who won the Burlington Invitational. And shout out to McKinley Kruger, who won the tournament MVP. Even though they lost to Riley County with assistant coach Jordy Nelson, by the way, they just continued to show why they should be considered a top team this year. Silver Lake's still legit, and they're showing it every week.
I thought that was a little disrespectful by KBCA to get him, you know, after that loss, put him from number 2 to number 7. I thought that was a little absurd. Because I'm a Silver Lake truther through and through, and I think that, yeah, they lost one game. I mean, it was in triple overtime by a point, but
right.
Yeah, I mean, Goodland, number 1, Goodland in 3A is, I mean, they're spectacular. But the number 2 to number 7 drop might have gave them a little. They might have a little edge now, which I think that's a scary sight for sure. But yeah, this tournament, the Burlington tournament that they won, was huge for them. They improved to 10-1 on the season, which is awesome. 3 double-digit wins in the tournament, adding up to 67 total points in their win-loss margin. They averaged 22.3 points per victory over the opponent, so that's pretty good. But they captured the Burlington title with that 3-0 tournament run. I think they got that final win over Independence in the championship game, 52-39. Superstar McKinley Kruger, I think it's fair to say, in this county, McKinley Kruger, guard, she scored 20 points with 5 3-pointers against Independence. That was good enough to earn her the Burlington Invitational Most Valuable Player. I've seen McKinley Kruger drain threes from the logo before. I'm not surprised by this at all. Mackenzie McDaniel named to the all-tournament team as well, the 6'1" standout center. Fantastic player as well. Yeah, this Independence game was close early. I think at the end of the first quarter. I think it was 8-8. Halftime, they're up by 2 with 21-19. And then the third quarter, they pulled away with a 43-31 advantage. And then after that, coasted with the 59-32 victory. But wins over Paola and Ottawa, a couple 4A schools. The Paola win wasn't close, 52-25. And then a 59-32 win over Ottawa, their second 59-32 win in the tournament. Or one of the two 59-32 wins in the tournament. But yeah, Silver Lake's back on track. Now they have a little edge to them, makes this team that much better. So I'm excited to see what they got going the rest of the way.
Yeah, 100%. A good team got upset this week in Shawnee County as well. The Shawnee Heights girls were on a roll. They were ranked number 7 in 5A. But the Hayden Wildcats put a stop to it. The girls team did. I'll talk about Hayden a little bit more in everyone's favorite segment of the week. Spoiler alert there, but Hayden's playing really good basketball right now. But I also wouldn't worry too much about Shawnee Heights. I think they're going to get back on track as well. But watch out for both these teams down the stretch, because you're going to get one that's fired up after losing a close one, and then one that's just rolling right now, just beat a top team. So pretty scary sight for both teams.
It was a much needed win for Hayden too. You know, they were coming off of a pretty tough loss against Topeka High and its home court. You know, Shawnee Heights as well. Won 7 out of the last 8 games, lost that last one to Seaman, who was number 1 at the time. I think they're number 5 or number 6, possibly number 7 right now. No, wait, Seaman's ranked number 3. What am I talking about? I was thinking something else there. I was thinking of the Silver Lake number drop there, but number 3 Seaman beat Shawnee Heights the week before. But yeah, both teams coming off tough losses. This went down to the wire. Not much offense in this game, really. Shawnee Heights struggled shooting, and head coach Bob Wells told me afterwards, you're not going to win a lot of games when you have 10 total points at the halftime break, which, man, yeah, I mean, that's completely, I appreciate his honesty 100%, because it was 18-10 at half. So still in reach for Shawnee Heights, but Hayden just got better throughout the halftime break. Briley Meyer had a sensational game, 11 points, 16 rebounds. Emery Doby for Shawnee Heights defensively had an amazing game as well. I think she only had 6 points offensively, but she had 16 rebounds as well, as a wing player, which is pretty cool. In the very end, I mean, Hayden was up by 3, and Shawnee Heights had to foul them, and then Norma Greco nailed 2 free throws to end the game for Hayden, and that was pretty big. And Hayden coach Carvel Reynolds told me after the game, he said that Norma Greco is one of our best free throw shooters, and prior to her 2 game clinching free throws, she missed 2 prior, which is rare. But Reynolds, he said that she's one of the best free throw shooters we have. She'll go 21 of 25 in practice, 23 of 25, 24 of 25. Like she's one of the best. So that's the person that they wanted at the line. And in the end, Hayden got the win, and unranked Hayden beat Shawnee Heights 35-31 in a very close battle for sure. And it was fun. It was definitely a fun game.
Big time. And then we mentioned him a little bit. Seaman girls didn't have any trouble this week with Lansing, winning 62-15, showing why they should still be considered one of the top teams in the state, as they are. I think number 3 is what Isaac mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, number 1 to number 3, they also got dropped in the rankings, losing in their overtime bout. I think it was against Baser Linwood. That was a close game as well. Yeah, 62-15, conference win like that's always huge. And it's always great when you get production from your freshman, Maddie Gregg, 19 points and 7 rebounds. Nice. That's pretty cool. And we forget that the senior leadership on this team is almost none. Like, they don't have really hardly any seniors on this team. It's Taylor Stahlbaumer, who we talk about a lot, sharpshooter. I think she had 10 points and 4 steals. She's a menace defensively. Anna Becker had almost a triple-double, 9 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. She had 5 steals as well. Maggie Molden off the bench had 7 points. Jada Stahlbomber had 6. Yeah, this is a good, I mean, really, really good team. I still think they should be in contention as one of the top teams in 5A. You have Emporia there as well, and that's also an insanely good team who got upset against Manhattan the other day in OT. So yeah, there's a lot of good action in 5A girls basketball and boys basketball, but yeah, Seaman thwarting Lansing, no surprise really there.
Yeah, 100%. Moving on to everybody's favorite segment of the week, prize possession in everybody's trophy closet in Shawnee County. It's Fave 5. It's time for the Fave 5. Who's going to go first? You going to figure this thing out?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. We're doing best 2 out of 3. We do it every week, right?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I think I can beat you again.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh,
I did scissors.
I had a feeling you'd go scissors there. All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh,
Oh,
come back. All right. All right. Go for it.
now, unlike the Buffalo Bills, I can come back from the deficit. All right, we're going with my number 5 spot here. I'm going to go to North Topeka. We're going to talk a little hoops here. The freshman, Maddie Gregg for the Seaman Lady Vikes. 19 points, 7 rebounds, was the star in the 62-15 romp over Lansing. Maddie Gregg's been one of the most impressive young players in Shawnee County, one of the most impressive young athletes in Shawnee County. Not a surprise, Maddie Gregg made the list this week, but she is on my Fave 5. Maddie Gregg, you just made the list.
Congratulations. Moving on to some bowling. Logan Glinka from Washburn Rural bowled a 656 series in the Topeka High quadrangle, earned him first place, and helped Washburn Rural earn the team title. So shout out to Logan Glinka. Congratulations. You just made the list.
It's a solid pick. He was right there on mine as well. My number 4 spot, we're going to go to the mats. We're going to talk a little wrestling. Isabel Reyes from Shawnee Heights. You are on my number 4 spot because Izzy Reyes got an enormous upset win over 5A number 2 ranked 130-pounder Cody Best in 33 seconds. Best is one of the best wrestlers in the class, in the weight class in the state. Man, a lot of tongue twisters there. But anyways, from Izzy Reyes, extremely impressive performance. And I was there to see it. Bonus points. Izzy Reyes. You just made the list.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Moving over to Hayden basketball. I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the episode. Then Isaac mentioned it a little bit in the episode as well. Riley Meyer. Isaac, I want you to tell me what my favorite stat line is in a basketball game.
Double-double.
Double-double, baby. 11 points, 16 rebound, double-double. Led Hayden past Shawnee Heights. Congratulations, Riley Meyer. You made the list.
Yeah, solid choice. Solid choice. I'm going to go to bowling for my 3rd spot here. We're going to go Katie Price. No surprise there. For Seaman, 2nd straight individual title at Seaman's home quad. Price's performance was yet another big boost for the Seaman girls, who just swept the top 5 as well. 609 series for Price, not too shabby at all. Katie Price, the number 1 bowler in Class 5A. She's got to make the list. And guess what? You did make the list.
Yeah, shout out to Katie Price. Two weeks in a row, I think, on the Fave 5 list. So
yep,
doing big things over here. Doing big things. Moving over to Shawnee Heights. Alan Bowman, the wrestler. He had a big win over Zachary Adams of Seaman, and in a close duel, you only if you well, actually they lost, right? Shawnee Heights ended up losing that duel, but in a close duel, every single point matters. and Bowman with a big time pin, 5:05, 5 minutes, 5 seconds over Zachary Adams of Seaman. Just huge for the team. Bowman's been great this year. Also great on the football field, great on the mat. Man, this dude's just a stud. He's just a certified stud, certified Fave 5 member this week as well. Congratulations, you made the list.
I think man, Bowman's just a beast. I love watching that guy. Yeah, that 5-minute match was huge. You really have to have some serious cardio to outlast somebody in 5 minutes in wrestling.
100%.
Yeah. The number 2 spot, going basketball. We're going out west. Still in Shawnee County, but we're going out west. The Western movie features Silver Lake Stephen, which I'm going to call McKinley Kruger. She is Silver Lake Stephen Curry for those that aren't into NBA basketball. Stephen Curry is the 3-point god, and I think McKinley Kruger is also Shawnee County's 3-point god. Silver Lake Stephen, aka McKinley Kruger, balled out once again. The junior scored 20 points with the 5 3-pointers against Independence, won the tournament MVP, had a great week, is the catalyst, one of the many catalysts to a team that I think, as I predicted earlier this year, to win a state championship. McKinley Kruger, Silver Lake Stephen, you just made the list.
Yeah. Isaac mentioned his pick to win a state championship. He picked another team to win a state championship as well, which is what this player that I'm going to mention next is a part of. Also, we started off the episode with a couple Division I commits. We got another Division I commit coming right up. Joe Otting from Hayden had a huge tournament. He had 69 total points. Nice. 28, 27, and 14 in those 3 games. The dude went off. Congratulations, Joe Otting. You made the list.
Joe Otting, Big Joe. Talked to him at the Shawnee Heights Hayden game afterwards. The boys showed up to support the girls in their win over Shawnee Heights. They hopped over from the TIT over to Tecumseh at the Bird Cage to watch the girls win. But yeah, I got to talk to Big Joe the other day. He was in good spirits, big old smile on that Irish Notre Dame face. My number 1. We're at number 1 already. This episode has really flown by today.
Yeah.
Back to the mats. We're back to the mats again. We're talking 285-pounder from Seaman High School, Jackson Thomas, baby. The buzzer beater, the walk-off, the knockout punch, whatever you want to call it, giving Seaman the victory. It wasn't just a random opponent either. It was 5A, number 6 ranked Riken Carver. You get the number 4 wrestler, you get the number 6 wrestler on the same mat with everything on the line. You're going to get some good stuff here. Just some dudes, some big old dudes squaring it off. And that's what I love. Big boys always get a plus for me for that. Eat your fudge rounds, eat your honey buns, whatever you got to do, fellas. Put that weight on. Thomas got the 6 points needed in a 30-second pin to give the Vikings the victory on his own. Senior night, it was poetic. It was electric. He put an IC to it. It is probably what described that night for Jackson Thomas. But Jackson Thomas, you are number 1 on my Fave 5 list.
Congratulations. My number 1, I think it's 3 weeks in a row now that this guy has made the list. We just need to name the list after him at this point. Bo Aldrich from Highland Park, 18 points, 22 points, 27 points in the TIT.
Yeah.
Man. And in that 27-point performance, Isaac mentioned it in the episode. 8 dunks, just throwing it down over and over and over again, and the Scots can't lose. Congratulations, Bo Aldridge. You made the list. Shouldn't be a surprise at this point. Maybe I'll just block you from my future list because it's not fair to everybody else that you just automatically hold a spot. So congratulations, you made the list, but
you're gonna block Bo like I blocked this ghost. Yeah. You know, Bo, you made the list too many dang times, dude. You gotta slow down.
You're too good.
Too good.
It's not even fair. Not even fair. But yes, we will be back next week with another episode of Top Sports Talk. Hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss an episode, because we're doing great things over here and we want you guys to follow along. But Isaac, you got anything else before we sign it off?
Come be a part of this podcast journey with us. Come subscribe. Give us a like. Tell us that you like us, even if you don't. Builds our confidence here. I'm not a radio personality. I show up, I write some stories, I chat with people. Just give us some support, give us some love. We like you guys. I hope you like us, but just give us a little, little thumbs up there, or a little subscribe, or both, preferably both. But
preferably both.
Love all of you. I love all of you. Caleb, you're the man. You're the best. Thank you. This is my co-host is better than your co-host. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Can't wait to see Isaac next week. Signing off. See you guys later.